Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Kenya DSO Live. My name is TCHA. I'm your host today, and in my studio is Ben Kazora. Today, we're gonna discuss diaspora and diplomacy and diaspora, and we have an expert in the house. He is. I'm gonna introduce him. He's Ben Kazora, and he's used to this stuff, and he's an expert in diaspora and the diplomacy part of it. So, Ben Kazora, welcome to our studios. Asante sana. Kwa hivyo Ben, kidogo wasikilizaji, watazamaji, mimi nakujua, hawakujui. Unaweza introduce kidogo kwao?
Okay, kwanza nashukuru sana. Thank you. I think you have some non-Swahili speakers, so I'll mix. I'll go back and forth. But I thank you so much for hosting myself, and of course the initiatives that we're representing through me.
Yeah.
And I'm from Tanzania. I'm in Tanzania, Bongo, tunasema nyumbani, born and raised, and nipo hapa muda kidogo, maybe over a decade. Na nimefurahi kuja hapa leo kuongea kuhusu siku yetu kubwa inayokuja ya Tanzania Day, ambayo wana Tanzania ambao wanaishi Dallas chini ya uongozi wetu Everest. Wetu kiongozi mpya, kiongozi shupavu, kiongozi mahiri kabisa sasa hivi tuko jumuiya yetu. Kwa hiyo it's shughuli ya mwaka huu itakuwa kubwa zaidi because of that, na ni mtu ambaye atajazilia kwenye historia waliopita, na tunashirikiana kwa karibu sana pia. So I hope by that time of tumaliza hapa tutakuwa tunajua zaidi kuhusu jumuiya yetu, kuhusu Tanzania Day, kuhusu Tanzania na role ya diaspora kwenye hizi shughuli.
Yes.
Asante.
Kwa hivyo kidogo Ben, umesema wewe ni mzoefu na kidogo umeishi huku. Kidogo nikuulize, how was it like wakati ule ulikuja? Huku kulikuwaje, like how was your transition, and kidogo unieleze what's your major katika ile your undergraduate and so on. I understand you have a very interesting background. Kwa hivyo pia ningetaka kujua.
Yeah, ujio wangu hapa it's a similar story to all the diaspora members that come from Africa. You make these assumptions kwamba Afrika Amerikani life is perfect, and of course we'll realize that quickly kwamba it's not the reality, and and you start you hear things you never thought of before coming here, makaratasi,
yes,
and issues that you never really prepared for, but somehow as fate would have it, as nature would have it, you fit in, figure out how to survive. So nimekuja tu mwanafunzi kama watu wengine straight from high school. Nikaenda Purdue University in Indiana, nikasoma electrical, nikamaliza nikaja hapa Dallas as a consultant engineer at Verizon wireless company hapa Verizon. Of course tukaenda kusoma hapa MBA na whatever it is, ili kuelewa zaidi maisha ni. But that is my brief background, na nadhani tutaingia zaidi as we go deeper into this conversation.
Yes. Yeah. Kwa hivyo kidogo nieleze tuko diaspora.
Ndio.
Diaspora it's a home away from home.
Yes.
Tell me the importance of diaspora to our home countries, especially wewe country yako, umuhimu wa diaspora ni nini?
So nitajibu hilo swali in the context ya Tanzania Day.
Okay.
Sababu kuna I think majibu yote, all the answers should be in that context. Yanapatikana mle. So number one, diaspora, ukiangalia hizi nchi ambazo tumehamia, be it Oman, be it Sweden, be it Nairobi, Dallas in this case, it's people that surround us, that rely on us to know more about our countries of origin, right? Jirani yetu hapa, what he knows about Tanzania or what he knows about your country is heavily reliant on how you carry yourself around him and what you share with him, and maybe what you don't share with him. Kwa hiyo, and the same applies mashoni kwetu, kazini kwetu. So our role is really become the initial ambassadors wa hii nchi, kwa sababu hapa ndio it's a new home for now. Na unapozidi kuongea na watu, unapozidi kushare kuhusu historia yako, unazidi kuielewa na kuelewa Tanzania kina nani na watu. So that's the role we play in terms of diplomacy, really being the foot soldiers kwenye hizi jamii tunazoishi. Na the way we present ourselves kama ni vibaya, that's how they assume all of us are. So we have that huge burden ya kujicarry the proper way ili to present nchi zetu in the best light possible. Yeah. So maybe just going a little bit deeper into this event that the community of Tanzanians in Dallas is organizing. So basically, it's our chance to tell our story from our perspective, right? For long, we've let people write our history. For long, we've had somebody in New York write a bestsellers book about Tanzania or whatever country. And there's a lot of misnomers are there. There's a lot of misinformation, and sometimes not deliberate because they haven't really had the exact interaction out on the ground to truly know the truth. So what we're trying to do now is to bring Tanzania to where we are, right? And tell people about our heritage, the beautiful things about our countries. I'll give an example for Tanzania yenyewe. When you speak of to a regular American about African leaders, name top 5, they won't mention Nyerere. But anybody that understands the history of those countries understands that ANC was formed in Tanzania, right? Mandela himself would probably never be if it wasn't for Julius Nyerere. And so these stories, Frelimo was formed in Tanzania. And I can go on and on and on about the roles of these countries in the growth in the liberation struggles, but also in the growth of the continent itself. So here's a story, Mzungu won't tell it for me, right? So we want to come in and tell such stories about our role and back then and our role today. So we'll do it through different platforms, right? So on Friday we have a series of panel discussions. It's going to be at the Omni Park West, Luna and 635. So we'll get in the morning and just talk about education. Why we're not looking at Tanzania as a research destination. We have the first human footprint Pale, thanks to the Kenyan brothers who discovered it, Dr. Liki, na mke wake. We should have anthropology students flocking, from SMU, for example, flocking there to do their research, but we're not looking at Tanzania that way. We have probably the best research on malaria hapa UT Southwestern, but they're doing it in Dallas, where there's no malaria. So what we want to do through these events is, hey, why not take all these resources to this one country where malaria really exists, and you can utilize the local talent that is abundant and very, very eager to learn, and you can bring in all those skills you have from the US. Mm-hmm. So you have these partnerships that now start grooming and growing our local talent. So we'll look at that. We're going to look at somehow how do we brand our country through our products. Kuna vitu kama our wine. If you look at sub-Saharan Africa, after South Africa, we probably have the best wine through the Roma wine. Lakini we're not looking at how to brand our countries through our products. Leo kunywa champagne, champagne is just from one part of France, right? Ukinywa tequila, it's strictly from Mexico, right? So why are we not using that type of methodology to brand our products? But also remember, if you're bringing those brands here, you're expanding the export base in the country you live in, right? That means you're creating opportunities. Those farmers and the grape growers know where their products are going. And this can be done for tea, for coffee, for cash, for a lot of different products. And we're looking at just a tourist destination, Tanzania being a tourist destination. We haven't really done we can do better in terms of branding our destinations, right? If you look at Mafia, after Australia, we have the world's best coral reefs. Nobody knows that, right? And the list is endless in terms of what is all available out there. So we cannot sit back as diaspora and expect the government to do everything from where they are. Well, if I live here and you, George, doesn't know that, it's not Magufuli's fault, it is my fault, right? And so to get this message out, we've reached, and so in all this, like I said, expanding the export base, you're creating opportunities that anybody can take advantage of. You don't have to be Tanzanian to bring in Tanzanian products here. So these are things that we want to start understanding that, hey, while you're looking for opportunities, you can start looking at Tanzania, you can partner with the Tanzanian, and first of all, you come and learn, you figure out where you fit in, and you can use those resources that you have amassed here in the US to go back and make a difference in your own people. Because again, if you look at the EAC organization today, mm-hmm. We don't even know who's from where anymore.
Yes.
We are simply one, mm-hmm. right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes the name Tanzania Day kind of throws people off, and you think it's just about Tanzania. Yes. Actually, Tanzania is an entry point. If you're going to do business in the EAC, you have to have a touch point, right?
Yes.
If Walmart is going to build a store in the EAC and take advantage of the 160 plus million people, mm-hmm. they have to have a touch point. Yes. So whether they're in Nairobi or they're in Entebbe, in Dar es Salaam, mm-hmm. they have the same access.
Yes.
So what we're trying to tell people is that come to Tanzania as your entry point to access this whole market and just the continent at large. Because remember, we're part of SADC as well. So that's another almost 300 million people. So we want to make sure people understand that. So we're bringing experts from everywhere to talk about different elements of our economy.